Shields up, Ironbreakers. Rurikhan here coming at you with another video, and welcome back to the best games of 2017. In today's video, we're going to be talking about Nier Automata, and good God, if there's a game that deserves to be on this list, it is most definitely Nier Automata. Not saying that the other ones don't deserve it, but Nier Automata holds a special place in my heart. I mean, you guys know that I'm a big fan of Platinum games, so obviously I like the gameplay style that they bring onto the scene. This is very much an action game, even though a lot of people are classifying it as an RPG. I kind of think that the RPG elements are very light. To me, it's more like a typical action game from Platinum Games, which sure, other action games in there have had a little bit more depth, but just I think a lot of the focus in Nier Automata is actually in telling the story, and it does a fantastic job at that. This is a story that, in my opinion, could not be experienced any other way than in a video game.
We are perpetually trapped in a never-ending spiral of life and death.
This is a story that you could not tell on video. If you really want to experience this story, you have to do it in a video game setting. And in my opinion, that holds a lot of value. Because nowadays a lot of games are doing the whole thing where they just tell a movie-like story that is a linear thing. That's not a bad thing, mind you. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, because pretty soon people are going to be telling, oh, Rurikhan, you're going all EA on us, telling us that linear single-player games are not. No, they're definitely worth it. But I still think that there's a lot more value in something like Nier Automata. The way that it tells a story is something that blows my mind. And it will blow yours too. Like, we all know the whole thing about how the game doesn't finish after the first ending. As a matter of fact, I would argue the game doesn't begin until after the second ending. But it's like, there's so much more to it than that. And I can't get into it because obviously spoilers and all that. But like, the way in which the game tells its story to the story itself that's being told. Because you could say, okay, so it has a really original way of telling a story. The story's not that great anyways. But the thing is, the story is great. With the androids and the machines and all of the things that happen behind it, and all of the ways in which you interact with the machines and how the machines prove to have feelings, and all of these things that take place throughout the game that will confuse you, it will mess with your head, and it's important. And throughout all of it, you still have fantastic gameplay. The art style is not really, you know, it's a very basic art style. So in terms of art direction and stuff, I'm not really going to give it that many points. I think it's basic. But the setting, though, the setting is good. The animations are fantastic. The visuals also look good. But the gameplay is also something that is really revolutionary. How it goes from all these different genres. Because it goes from an action game to a top-down shooter to a bullet hell mode.
To me! We better finish this quick! They fight, steal, kill. This is humanity in its purest form.
To these little mini hacking games where you have to do, again, a little bit of bullet hell while you are going through it. And the way in which the music manages to go through and just permeate the entire experience, because it has a fantastic soundtrack. Nier Automata, fantastic soundtrack. So you got good visuals, you got fantastic animations. The animations are great. You got some really solid characters, in my opinion. And I know some people are going to say, oh, 2B is over-sexualized and blah. And to me, it's like I always say, it's all about the artist's vision. And I actually like the fact that Yoko Taro just comes out and he just doesn't give a fuck. He's just like, people are criticizing, oh, the over-sexualization of 2B. And he just goes and he says, it'd be really great if someone could just like get all of those images of 2B and put them on a zip file so that I could watch all of them, okay? That's the words of someone that just does not give a fuck. And kudos for that. I mean, seriously, I just became a fan of that man just on that statement alone, because again, that's the kind of attitude that you need to have nowadays if you really want to make a game that is original, that is something that goes outside the norm, because otherwise everybody's going to come after it. I mean, we've seen Last of Us 2 is too violent. The domestic abuse scene in Detroit Become Human trivializes domestic abuse. People don't have respect for the medium of video games. And the fact that Yoko Taro just came out and just like, I don't give a fuck about what you say, because he has more respect for video games than a lot of video game journalists do.
To me! Now!
and good on him for that. But anyway, I'm getting a little bit off topic. Nier Automata, fantastic game, fantastic story, great characters, solid gameplay all around with all the different genres that you get to experience. And it's just a mind fuck of a story that really I advise to anyone who hasn't experienced this game. Try it out. It is one of the best experiences that I've had this year. And I know that maybe on this video I've gone a little bit convoluted, but hey, so does the story on Nier Automata. So there you go. That's my excuse. Thank you all very much for watching. If you haven't checked out Nier Automata yet, you should. It's one of the best games that came out this year. And I'll see you guys in the next one.